Now, Armenia has written to the United Nations Security Council asking for an emergency session on the rapidly deteriorating humanitarian situation in the disputed territory of Nagorno-Karabakh. The region, which is landlocked within Azerbaijan but mostly populated by ethnic Armenians, is only connected to Armenia by a single mountain pass known as the Lachin Corridor. That road, which is high up in the mountains, was blocked in December 2022 by Azerbaijan, effectively cutting a population of 120,000 people off from supplies. In a moment, we'll look at the roots of this dispute. But first, I've been speaking to Mher Margaryan, who's Armenia's ambassador to the UN, and he told me why they're appealing to the Security Council.
We have been warning the international community that the alarming situation in Nagorno-Karabakh is close to turning into a humanitarian catastrophe for some months now. And the closure of this vital lifeline by Azerbaijan has been instigating conditions of a man-made humanitarian catastrophe. Today is exactly 8 months that thousands of besieged families in Nagorno-Karabakh have been suffering from critical shortages of essential goods, including food, fuel, and medical supplies. And we think that it is up to the Security Council to uphold its responsibility for the maintenance of international peace and security and to take appropriate measures to prevent mass atrocities from happening in Nagorno-Karabakh.
What can you tell us about the situation with Azerbaijan? I mean, have you asked them to reopen that road? Presumably you have.
Not only that, we have asked them. The International Court of Justice issued provisional measure in February, and then one again reaffirmed in July, according to which Azerbaijan shall take all measures to ensure unimpeded movement of persons, vehicles, and cargo along the Lachin Corridor, which Azerbaijan is not implementing to this day. The Secretary General of the United Nations made 3 statements, one in December, the other one in February, and the most recent one on 3rd of August. Calling for the unconditional implementation of International Court of Justice's ruling and reaffirming the binding nature of that. Many international organizations called upon Azerbaijan to implement the court order. And we have appealed also to the Security Council a month ago, asking the Security Council specifically to undertake urgent and effective measures in response to Azerbaijan's violation of international humanitarian law and to ensure the implementation of legally binding orders of International Court of Justice. Nothing happened so far. Even the International Red Cross is denied access to the territory. Many reputable scholars, experts on genocide, they have been writing, making statements about the clear genocidal intent of Azerbaijan in relation to the population of Nagorno-Karabakh. And the international community has an obligation to prevent such crime.
Of course, the Azerbaijan authorities deny any inference of genocide. One spokesperson has responded to recent allegations saying it's biased and distorts the real situation on the ground. There are substantive errors in these reports. So that's what is coming from Azerbaijan. What would you like to see the Security Council doing?
Well, they have various actions in their toolbox. Most appropriate would be a resolution to mandate the United Nations Humanitarian Assistance Office to have an assessment mission to Nagorno-Karabakh and to deliver the humanitarian assistance that the population is in need of, and to implement the legally binding orders of the International Court of Justice by opening the Lachin Corridor. The humanitarian convoy is stranded on the border for 2 weeks now.
One last point. Armenia recently said that it no longer lay claim to this enclave of Nagorno-Karabakh. Why is that? Aren't you abandoning ethnic Armenians living in the territory?
You know, this situation is not about the status of Nagorno-Karabakh. The people of Nagorno-Karabakh, they are suffering. There's not any food. There's shortages of medicine. There is an acute need for the international community to intervene in this case to prevent mass atrocities from happening now.
And that was Mher Margaryan, Armenia's ambassador to the UN.